I honestly thought that the world was ending for me, and here I am 2 years later. I'm parenting, I'm working, we're planning trips. My son's got his birthday party coming up, my daughter's growing up, and I'm still really feeling very well. My name's Georgina. I'm 59 years old. I'm the mother of 2, and we live here in Geelong. And I'm a social worker, so I manage a program for people with complex and challenging behaviours. I was a perfectly healthy person and one day had a sore back, which I thought was from moving heavy pot plants around. So I went to my GP expecting a referral to a physiotherapist. Further investigations revealed as stage 4 lung cancer, which was a terrible shock for somebody who'd really never had a health problem in her life. Shock was the overwhelming feeling. Shock and, I guess, disbelief. It was almost an existential crisis, really, that I felt so well and yet my health condition was so very serious. Experiencing the impacts on my family, that was probably the hardest thing. My children in particular, it's really significant to have a parent with a diagnosis like this, knowing how it affects them. That's the bit that really bites for me. I had gone through the standard treatment options, so had chemotherapy and immunotherapy. I'd had some difficulties with the immunotherapy, so I had to cease there. At that point, I started talking with my oncologist, Emmy Sneath, about doing some clinical trials. That's when things really kicked off in terms of her being incredibly active in presenting me to the Molecular Board. They discovered that there were new aspects to my tumours and the DNA that meant that things that hadn't been recognised before were, and that meant that options opened up. I was linked up with Prachi Brav at the Cabrini Hospital, and I started a clinical trial there. Clinical trials, I've never been on one before, and I was a bit nervous, to be honest, because, the assumption that I had was that I would be a data set for some big pharma company and, being experimented on, and that's pretty daunting. The reality was actually quite different to that. I actually felt that the care I received on that clinical trial was really personal, so I felt very well supported. Having the links with the metro hospitals certainly opens up the possibilities for involvement in trials beyond, the region. That trial was a good experience for me, and I was on it for 6 months, and it held my cancer mostly stable. And so after the clinical trial, I was commenced on a targeted therapy, which I wouldn't have been able to access this medication if it wasn't for the Molecular Board. I would probably have been on a chemotherapy drug that was more toxic and that did have side effects and impacted my life more. Knowing that level of scrutiny and exploration was made, it gives you confidence and hope, encouragement that good things will unroll in that sense and that every possibility is being explored. Apart from the odd sort of back pain, which kind of got me here in the first place, I have nothing to complain about in a day-to-day sense in terms of not feeling well and not being able to live my life. And for that, I'm really grateful. You get this terrible diagnosis and you think the worst, but you are not your cancer. You're a person. So don't let it sort of run your life. It's a serious health problem and you have to take it seriously. Put the medical care team at the centre of your health and its treatment. But life goes on. It does not take away your pleasure in life and all the things that will give you meaning. They are there for you.